Autism, Bridging the Gap by Kira Freed. Introduction. When Sue Rubin was young, everyone thought her intelligence level was very low. She couldn't talk, didn't seem to understand much, and behaved in many unusual ways. She had to be watched every minute so she wouldn't hurt herself. Sue bit her own hands and arms. She wore a helmet to protect her head from getting hurt when she banged it against things. Sue has autism. No one understood how to give her the help she needed until she was 13. Daniel Tammet is a genius at math and language. He can figure out hard problems such as 13 divided by 97 in his head without writing anything down. He can learn a new language in a week. But he has many difficulties in his life, including a great need for order and control. Daniel has autism too, but in a different way from Sue. There is a range of conditions that are all different types of autism. This is called the autism spectrum. Daniel is at a different place along the autism spectrum than Sue. What does it mean to have autism? The Autism Society of America is a group that provides information about autism. The definition below comes from one used by the Autism Society. Autism is a disability that usually appears during a child's first 3 years of life. It affects many things, including how much a person can share and get along with others. Autism is defined by certain ways of behaving. It affects people differently, some much more than others. You or a friend of yours may have a brother or sister with autism. Classmates at your school may have autism. Autism is fairly common these days, and you're likely to meet people living with it, if you haven't already. This book offers information to help you understand autism. Some children and adults in the book have autism, and some are family members of people with autism. Others are teachers, doctors, and other helpers who offer care to people living with autism. Let's begin by exploring how autism affects people's lives. Chapter 1. What is autism? Autism is a disorder or condition that interrupts the normal stages of growth during a child's life. Because it affects the way in which some children develop, it is called a developmental disorder. Like Sue and Daniel, people with autism can have many different symptoms or signs of their condition. But they all have one thing in common: their brains have a hard time making sense of the world in certain ways. Every day, your brain works to help you understand the world around you, all the things you see, hear, smell, taste, touch, and experience. If your brain couldn't do its job as well, you would have a much harder time living your life. Getting dressed, going to school, playing, and other simple things would be much harder. For this reason, people living with autism often, but not always, need a lot of help to get through each day. Certain symptoms are common for people with autism, but the symptoms show up much more in some people than in others. People with autism often have a hard time talking with other people. They may not be able to come up with the right words. The experience may upset them so much that they keep to themselves. Some people use special tools to help them communicate with others. It is sometimes hard for people with autism to understand other people's words. Imagine listening to someone speak in a different language and not understanding what the words mean.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?